Hey everyone, so it is Grace and I'm back and it is Tuesday. So this week's topic is relationships slash non-relationships, so just a single life. And if you don't watch my YouTube channel, which you should, it'll be linked down below. But if you don't watch it, then you wouldn't know, but I've been in a relationship for 3 and some odd months with Jesse. He just texted me right now. With Jesse, and yeah, it's just great. So I figured that I should do a topic that's related to relationships but can also be kind of used in the single life. So the topic that I will be talking about is how to maintain a healthy and strong relationship when all your friends are single. This is really like a big issue for people in relationships. I would say in high school, that's when relationships are more serious. Middle school relationships, not so much. This is definitely something I know a lot about because all through my relationship, all my friends basically have always been single, and it's just kind of hard to balance the two. So we're just going to get into my tips. I wrote my little post-it note. The first tip is don't let your friends convince you that your boyfriend isn't right for you or is doing something behind your back or that he isn't a good person just from their own beliefs. If your friends think that he isn't a nice guy or isn't right for you, let them explain why and why they think that, and kind of think about that. Like, do your friends have your best interests at heart, or are they just kind of wanting you to be single? If you have the right friends, and they're always going to have your back and want what's best for you, but sometimes you can kind of get mixed up with who's right for you in high school, so always make sure that you're kind of taking your friends' opinions with a grain of salt, because even though they think they may know a guy, they really don't know him until, they're friends with him. So don't let your friends convince you anything negatively of your relationship, because I have my fair share of experiences with that. So don't let them do that. My next tip is to split the time equally between your friends and your boyfriend or girlfriend. I haven't really been saying that, but your friends and your boyfriend or girlfriend. Because if you spend too much time with your boyfriend, you kind of lose sight in your relationship with your friends, and that's really important to maintain a good relationship with them. But if you spend, 90% of your time with your friends and 10% with your boyfriend, it's kind of like you aren't being fair to him or her because you're not really seeing them as much. And in the beginning, a relationship is kind of a touchy thing. Like, you don't need to spend a lot of time with them, but as your relationship gets a little bit longer, you should be spending some time with them, not always with your friends and not always, together as a group. So make sure you split the time equally and fairly, because you don't want to be, neglecting one, but also don't really follow that hose before bros thing, because if your friends are actually real friends, they wouldn't want you to neglect your boyfriend. Another tip is to still go out with your friends and do things you usually would do before you were in a relationship. This is more for when you're older, like a senior in high school and in college. A lot of the times your friends will go out either to parties or bars, depending on how old you are, or just go out. Don't not go to those things just because you have a boyfriend. Even though you have a boyfriend, doesn't mean you can't go out with your friends. You still can and still enjoy that time, but obviously don't be dancing with guys and don't be flirting with guys and getting their numbers, because that's wrong. You can still go out with your friends and have fun, but you don't need to go out and be a crazy wild girl and dance on the tables. Still go out, but also still respect your boyfriend and your relationship. My next tip is remember the good parts of being in a relationship. I think a lot of the times, especially in a very new relationship, when you're a little bit older, your friends are all single and they're going out all the time, they're getting guys' numbers, they're hanging out and going on dates all the time, and then your friends are always together, and you kind of may start to feel a little left out. But you need to remember the good parts of being in a relationship. Like, you always have him or her to be with, and you always have someone to tell your feelings, and you always have someone to cuddle with, and maybe those girls don't. So don't let your friends convince you, you should be single, come out with us, that guy thinks you're cute, he wants your number, whatever. There's a lot of fish in the sea, but that doesn't mean you need to talk to all of them. There's always one fish that'll be there for you. You don't need to be with all the other fishes. If you know what I'm saying. And this is my biggest tip, and the thing that I found most useful in my relationship is let your boyfriend and your friends be friends. Like, there's no reason you need to keep the two separate. I think a lot of times girls do. They'll keep their friends over here and their boyfriend over here, and they don't let them kind of make a friendship. The thing that's always helped me with my relationship is when my best friends are friends with Jesse, that's my boyfriend. we'll hang out as a group, we'll go do things, his friends know my friends, they'll hang out. Like, it's really nice knowing that I can go over to Jesse's house and be like, oh hey Michelle, come over, like we're not doing anything. So then Michelle comes over. Like, it's always been really useful. At prom it was fun because Jesse knew all my friends and all the guys had a really great time, and it's just really fun when everyone gets along and everyone knows each other. So those are all my tips for maintaining a strong relationship when all your friends are single. If you have any questions about anything or my relationship, just leave them down below, and I'm going to write all my tips down below so you can just refer to them. But thank you guys for watching this video. I am Grace, and I will leave my channel link down below, and I will see you next week. Bye!